Could you tell us a bit about what exactly is prenatal and postpartum fitness?
Sure. So it's a huge, very, very wide topic. What I can narrow it down to is that these are things that, especially in India, we take it for granted. And also because we are so conservative, right down to doctors saying that you do not have to work out. You need to rest.
Exactly,
You need to
yeah.
stay bed rest and don't climb the stairs or don't go downstairs. It is so restrictive.
So your postpartum and prenatal certification happened after you gave birth,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So while you were pregnant, how were you aware of, these things that were you not told not to work out like every other mother or friends or family? Because at that point there was not as much awareness, I feel.
Right.
Is there anything that you wish you had known after training so many pregnant women and postpartum,
Right.
and after all this knowledge you have gained? Do you wish you had known anything while you were pregnant?
Of course, every single moment, I wish I had a trainer like me at that point. I mean, I'm not talking about myself per se, but every morning when I step into my client's home gym, I keep thinking, wow, like really, you should be thankful for the fact that you have a trainer who can guide you.
Did your fitness journey, like as a coach or as a trainer, start with postpartum and prenatal fitness?
No, it started actually at F45.
Okay.
That was functional fitness.
So you started off with functional fitness, and
Yes.
not before that you didn't do
It was
anything.
always, I started off.
Take us back to that point, that time where you
okay.
actually started. Like, what's the reason that you first hit the gym?
It was good. It didn't matter, despite whether I was from a Chinese background or not. But I still remember my mum's words. They were typically old-fashioned, and we were brought up on, if you eat too much pickle, you will become Telugu. So,
Nice.
so that was how we were discouraged, but we loved it. It didn't stop us at any
Right.
point anyway.
So the other day, I was telling my brother that your family owns Alex's Kitchen.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So I wanted to understand from you, like, how did your family migrate from China to India? Like, how did that happen? The whole journey.
Right.
The last time we spoke, I mean, the first time we actually met, you told me that your grandfather and the entire community that you were just talking about,
Right.
they migrated to India because they heard good things
Right.
from the Chinese soldiers who were at the border.
Right.
But later you said that even though you are an Indian citizen today, you
Right.
quite don't feel comfortable
Right.
with a lot of things that
Right.
happen around you.
Right. Right. Very quick testimony to that would be that I have two older sisters.
Right.
They're slightly older than me.
Right.
And the one who's in between, I think I'll never forget. It was so poignant. It's such a big deal because which child in her 7th grade just makes this declaration out to the family coming home one day from school and just throws her bag down and says, you know what? I'm just going to make sure I study hard, I get a scholarship, and I move abroad, and I never have to come back to India because I don't want to have to deal with the kind of discrimination that I have to deal with over
Right.
here. So, and we of course know what she means because
That period of time, when we are young and such incidents happen is when it'll also affect us
The most.
the most, and it'll, change our personality entirely.
absolutely.
So it's very fucked up that, it happened at that time, but hopefully, as you said, it's a little better now, but
Right.
it is still there. Even I do see it, I've experienced it. Not
Okay,
me,
right.
not me, but I've seen it happening.
I feel that we as adults, now young adults, should feel that moral responsibility to our future generations that yes, respect your culture, enjoy the food that your grandmother's, secrets and, the yummy stuff, but don't go overboard with that and don't mislead children with say treating them with goodies which really aren't goodies.
Initially, you told you're working in the corporate, right?
Yes.
Because, once you start working in a job,
Right.
let it be anything, changing your entire domain is, a big transition. Let's say I'm working in IT right
It
now,
is.
and let's say I want to be a filmmaker, and I
You're already a content creator.
Yeah, man.
I want to be a filmmaker now.
Okay.
Oh, wow, okay.
So that transition is a huge thing because you
Right.
have to plan a lot or
Yes.
stress on it a lot. So
Yes.
what was the point wherein you decided, okay, I'm not going to do this anymore and do this full time?
Right.
And why did you take that decision?
Right. Oh, but there's so many interesting things that I want to say back.
Can you elaborate a bit more on the post pregnancy phase, because you told that randomly they might be depressed after pregnancy.
Right,
So that
right.
is I didn't know that. So can you talk about the whole phase?
Sure.
And what is
I will talk about the fitness aspect of that, but I do very, very just itching to say this, that I'm glad you brought it up. If, I honestly,
Because-
Vimin, he's a very sensitive young man, and I love that you have such a, broad thought
no,
about
because
this.
if I would give birth,
Yes.
I would be happy that I have a child.
Right.
I would not be depressed. So just
That is just so amazing, and that's the most simple way of looking at it, and that's how
Gautam was telling me that you need to engage your core when you're doing squats. And
No, I
breathe
told
in-
him how to finish.
but I'm not able to feel my core because I think I don't have a core.
You don't.
right. So yeah,
Is it just the core that you don't feel, Revant?
Yeah, it's only the core.
oops.